Alright, my name is Donathan Solis, and today I'm going to be exploring the anxiety of Bruce Wayne in the film Batman Begins. This PowerPoint was created by Jake Espinosa and Donathan Solis. So, this is who is Batman. And the film Batman is the first of the Dark Knight trilogy, and it involves the protagonist, Bruce Wayne, who was born in a well, and as a child fell into a well, and created a phobia of bats, and he hated bats. He was afraid of them. And after going into an opera with his parents, he saw these actors on stage who appeared as bats, and he hated it. He started getting an anxiety from it, and he asked his parents if they could leave. So they left, and in the alley, both of his parents ended up being shot dead. So because of the phobia of bats and seeing his parents die, an anxiety was created about that whole situation, and it followed him throughout his life. And essentially, he became a Cape Crusader to fight crime. The setting is Gotham, and it's a dark, eerie, gothic city, and there's crime pretty much everywhere. And now we're going to go on to the diagnosis of the protagonist, and he has anxiety disorder. And anxiety is pretty much just having the fear of what is going to come next, and due to a past experience. And the diagnosis of Bruce Wayne is pretty much, if in the time is modernistic, so anxiety was not something that was rare. It started to become more common throughout the years, and in these past few decades, it's pretty common. And so due to this, Bruce Wayne would have a high chance of being diagnosed with anxiety, as well as PTSD, possibly, due to the trauma of his parents' death and reliving that experience. Anxiety in different cultures, with culture, religion, wealth, and society do play a major factor. And because of this, many cultures do not believe in anxiety. It's seen as weak, and that tends to go with a lot of the stigmas. You're weak, it's neurotic, it's something simple, you need to toughen up. That's some of the big stigmas with anxiety. And the evidence portrayed is when Batman is overcome by anxiety, he experiences past unwanted episodes of his parents' death. And a lot of the guilt that follows, and because of this, he does lose a lack of consciousness. And this is a big scene in the film when he first meets up with the antagonist Scarecrow. He sprays him with his fear gas, and he looks back at when his family died, and it hits him hard, and he believes he is the reason why they died. And he starts sweating, he's freaking out, and then he ends up losing consciousness. And one of the symptoms that he does not really portray throughout the film, he kind of does, but not really an urge to vomit, is nausea. And treatment that should be induced for Batman or Bruce Wayne. I believe that Bruce Wayne should hang up the Batman costume and everything that goes along with it. He should relook at his morals and possibly go through cognitive behavioral therapy. That would be his best option, because he needs to talk to people. He needs to get his morals in line, and he needs to possibly just put up the costume for a little bit and think about his life. Though a downfall of doing so is a lot of people start considering suicidal thoughts, depression, when they sit by themselves and just think about their morals and their life. And that's a very situational barrier, is that Bruce Wayne cannot really stop being Batman because there's crime every day. A broader perspective, Batman is an accurate portrayal of anxiety in the sense that it is unfortunately common that many children will witness a family member pass and develop a form of anxiety from such an experience. So a lot of people do see their family pass, and that hits them hard, and anxiety can be formed. But in the sense that you're a Cape Crusader, anxiety is not really portrayed well in that form in the film. But him as a child and him growing up as a man, it is portrayed perfectly. The understanding of anxiety, films do portray anxiety very well, in the sense that the character, what they go through, what the actor may have to go through, the treatment, and just how they do it. It's very well. Alright, and finally, thank you for listening to this, and I'm Batman!